Buy your landscaping trees wholesale from Nursery. Tennessee has many native trees that can be used for landscaping. While commercial production is limited for many native species, each year nurseries produce more of these plants for sale. However, many others are available only in the wild and must be moved from their native habitats if they are to be planted in the landscape. Legally, plants can only be transplanted from the wild when dug from private land or with permission. Even though they are native to this area, these trees require careful site selection. You must duplicate their natural growing environments as closely as possible if they are to thrive in the home landscape. Plants are usually dug from the wild without soil on their roots. They should be transplanted in early spring before growth starts. This means they need to be identified in a dormant condition. If you can identify the trees only when they have leaves or flowers, mark them during the growing season, then move them the following spring. It is usually better to move small trees because even with careful digging, only a small percentage of their roots will remain. Trees that develop a taproot, such as oaks and nut trees, are particularly difficult to transplant and should only be moved as very young trees. Nursery-grown trees typically have better root systems than those dug from the wild. This accounts for a higher percentage of nursery-grown plants that survive transplanting and become reestablished more quickly. Root pruning a year or two before transplanting from the wild will help develop a more compact root system. To root prune, push a sharp shovel straight into the ground, forming a circle around the tree that extends 1 foot from its trunk. Pay attention to spacing and symmetry as you prune. Be sure to maintain the trees from natural form. Prune any broken, diseased, or dead branches and branches that grow back towards the center of the tree. Eliminate branches that come out at a very narrow angle from the trunk. Thinning twigs on the trunk and larger branches also helps, because there will be fewer leaves to lose moisture in hot, windy weather. But you must be careful not to overdo it. Those leaves produce energy for the tree that will help it become established in its new location. Transplant the seedlings in spring after 1 or 2 years' growth. Choose their permanent site carefully. Soil texture, drainage, and pH should be similar to conditions they experience growing wild. Moisture, temperature, and light levels must also be considered. To prevent sun scald, wrap tree trunks in autumn until they develop corky bark, but be sure to remove the tree wrap early each May. Provide rodent protection by encircling young tree trunks with a cylinder of 1/4-inch mesh hardware cloth. Buy your landscaping trees wholesale from tnnursery.net.